Why old backyards beat new ones. Picture this. It's 1962. Somewhere in Palm Springs, California. The sun is setting. A man in a short-sleeve button-down walks through a sliding glass door, steps onto warm flagstone, and drops into a low-slung aluminum chair beside a still, rectangular pool. There's a bird of paradise swaying slightly. A string of warm lights flickers on. And the whole backyard, the whole world, feels perfectly, effortlessly right. Now fast forward to today. Scroll through any home design app and you'll see backyards packed with grey pavers, oversized sectional sofas, and string lights hung in a zigzag pattern. They look fine. They're inoffensive. But they feel like nothing. So what happened? And more importantly, how did those mid-century homeowners, working with less money, less technology, and less access to design trends, somehow create outdoor spaces that still stop people in their tracks 60 years later? That's exactly what this video is about. We're going inside the design philosophy, the history, and the specific details that made mid-century modern backyards with pools so iconic and so timeless. And by the end, you'll know exactly how to bring that feeling back. Let's get into it. MCM Pool History. Palm Springs Origins. To understand why these backyards look the way they do, you have to understand the moment in history that created them. It's 1945. World War II just ended. American soldiers are coming home by the millions. The economy is booming. The government is handing out low-interest home loans. And for the first time in history, ordinary working-class families, not just the wealthy, can afford to own a house with a yard. But here's the thing. Nobody really knew what to do with that yard yet. The backyard, as a design space, was essentially a blank canvas. And into that blank canvas walked a generation of architects, builders, and dreamers who had one very specific vision: blur the line between inside and outside. This idea didn't come from nowhere. It was rooted in a movement, the California modernist movement, championed by architects like Richard Neutra, Craig Elwood, and the legendary John Lautner. These were men who believed that a house shouldn't just sit on the land. It should connect to it. Glass walls, flat roofs, rooms that opened directly onto outdoor terraces. The outdoors wasn't a backyard, it was an extension of the living room. And then came Palm Springs. If mid-century modern has a spiritual home, it's Palm Springs, California. In the 1950s and 60s, it became the playground of Hollywood stars, executives, and architects experimenting with a new way of living. Sinatra had a compound out there. Bob Hope commissioned one of the most extraordinary homes ever built. And everywhere you looked, there were pools. Sleek, geometric, shimmering pools, surrounded by desert plants and clean horizontal lines. The pool wasn't just a place to swim. It was a statement. It said, "We have arrived. We have space, we have sun, we have time. Life is good, and it looks beautiful." Then the suburbs caught on. By the late 1950s, backyard pools had started spreading from celebrity estates into middle-class neighborhoods across California, Arizona, and Florida. Builders started mass-producing that Palm Springs aesthetic, simplified, yes, but carrying the same DNA. And that DNA, those shapes, those materials, that philosophy, is exactly what we're going to break down next. What makes MCM backyards different? Okay, so now we know where this style came from. Let's talk about what actually makes it. The specific design elements that, when combined, create that unmistakable mid-century modern backyard feeling. Because here's the thing. This isn't about slapping a kidney-shaped pool in your yard and calling it done. It's a system. Every piece talks to every other piece. And when it works because of intention, not accident. Let's start with the pool itself. Mid-century modern pools come in two shapes: rectangular and kidney. That's basically it. And each one says something different. The rectangular pool is formal, architectural. It sits in the yard like a piece of geometry. Clean edges, hard corners, perfectly still. It references the grid lines of the house itself. This is the pool you see in Richard Neutra's designs. Disciplined, precise, almost intimidating in its perfection. The kidney pool is the opposite energy. It's organic, curved, relaxed. It says California casual. It was invented in the 1950s and became wildly popular precisely because it felt friendly and free-flowing. Less like architecture, more like a natural lagoon that just happened to be perfectly landscaped. Neither is wrong, but you have to pick one and commit. Now the hardscape. Forget modern grey concrete. Mid-century patios were textured, warm, and tactile. Think exposed aggregate, that speckled concrete surface with small stones embedded in it. Think flagstone laid in irregular patterns. Think terracotta tile. These surfaces had character. They aged beautifully. They felt warm underfoot even in the afternoon heat. The color palette. This is where so many modern recreations go wrong. People see mid-century and think neutral. But the original palette was warm. Earthy terracotta, burnt orange, avocado green, harvest gold, deep walnut brown. Against a backdrop of white stucco walls, these colors popped without screaming. They felt connected to the desert, to the earth, to the sun. The planting. No tropical palms. No lush green lawns. Mid-century modern planting is architectural. Bird of paradise with its bold structural leaves. Agave and succulents that look almost sculptural. Olive trees casting dappled shade. Ornamental grasses catching the breeze. These plants were chosen because they looked good standing still, like living sculptures placed with intention. And finally, the furniture. Low. Always low. Tubular steel frames with woven nylon webbing. Slim aluminum loungers. Chairs that hug the ground rather than tower over it. The silhouette stays horizontal, never fussy, never ornate. Clean lines that echo the architecture behind them. Put all of this together, the pool shape, the warm hardscape, the earthy palette, the sculptural plants, the low furniture, and you don't just have a backyard. Indoor-outdoor living MCM style. Here's where most people stop when they try to recreate this look. They get the pool shape right. They find some vintage-inspired furniture. They plant an agave or two. And then they step back and think, why doesn't it feel right? Why does it look like a mood board instead of a real place? The answer is almost always in the details. The small things. The things nobody puts in the headline of a design article. But the things that, when you're actually standing in one of these spaces, you feel in your bones. The first forgotten detail is the indoor-outdoor blur. Mid-century modern backyards were never designed to be looked at from outside. They were designed to be experienced from inside the house looking out. That sliding glass door, floor to ceiling, wall to wall, wasn't just a practical feature. It was the whole point. When you're sitting in the living room and the pool is perfectly framed in that glass wall, the water becomes part of the interior. The yard becomes another room. That relationship, house to pool, inside to outside, is what gives these spaces their magic. If your backyard feels disconnected from your home, no amount of flagstone or agave will fix it. The second forgotten detail is lighting. Modern outdoor lighting is almost universally wrong for this aesthetic. Bright white LEDs. Recessed down lights. Floodlights that turn the yard into a parking lot at night. Mid-century outdoor lighting was warm. Amber. Intimate. Think low-voltage path lights tucked among the plants. Uplighting that throws dramatic shadows up the trunk of an olive tree. Underwater pool lights, not the modern color-changing kind, just a soft warm white glow that makes the water look like liquid gold at night. And string lights, if used at all, hung in a single clean line, not zigzagged, not layered, not excessive. The goal was to make the backyard feel like a stage set at night. Dramatic but calm. Lit like a film scene, not a sports field. The third forgotten detail is privacy, designed, not afterthought. In most modern yards, the fence is whatever was cheapest and quickest. A row of wooden planks. A chain link barrier. Something erected to solve a problem, not to add beauty. Mid-century designers treated the boundary of the yard as a design element in its own right. Concrete block walls, decorative breeze blocks with geometric cutouts that cast extraordinary shadow patterns. Tall hedges clipped into clean horizontal planes. Wooden screens with slatted patterns that filtered light without blocking it completely. Privacy wasn't hidden. It was architectural. It framed the space. It made the backyard feel like a room with walls, Contained, intentional, yours. That sense of enclosure is what makes you exhale when you step into one of these spaces. It's what makes the outside feel as curated and peaceful as the inside. MCM backyard design mistakes to avoid. Alright, let's talk about what goes wrong. Because every single week, someone spends serious money on a backyard renovation, pins 100 mid-century images, tells their contractor I want that vibe, and ends up with something that looks like a hotel courtyard in a mid-range business district. Here's why. And here's how to avoid it. Mistake number 1. Over-decorating. Mid-century modern is a discipline of restraint. Every element earns its place or it doesn't exist. The moment you add an outdoor rug with a busy pattern, 3 different types of throw pillows, a side table, a drink cooler, a fire pit, string lights, and a water feature, you've lost the plot entirely. The original spaces had breathing room. Empty flagstone. Open sky. One statement plant. Negative space wasn't emptiness, it was part of the design. Edit ruthlessly. Mistake number 2. Wrong plants. This is the single most common error. People see mid-century modern and reach for tropical plants. Big leafy banana trees. Lush ferns. Dense ground cover. That's a different aesthetic entirely. That's tiki. That's tropical modernism. True MCM planting is dry, sculptural, and architectural. If your plant looks like it belongs in a rainforest, it doesn't belong in this backyard. Mistake number 3. Modern patio furniture that kills the vibe. You know the furniture. The chunky all-weather wicker sectional. The powder-coated aluminum conversation set from a big box store. The oversized Adirondack chairs. All fine products. All completely wrong here. MCM furniture sits low. It's slim. The frame is visible and geometric. If the furniture looks comfortable in a soft, sinking, cocooning way, it's wrong. It should look comfortable in a cool, composed, slightly glamorous way. Mistake number 4. Grey concrete everything. Grey has swallowed modern outdoor design whole. Grey pavers. Grey coping. Grey walls. Grey planters. It reads as contemporary, not mid-century. The real palette, as we covered, is warm. Tan. Cream. Terracotta. If your hardscape looks like a tech company lobby, recalibrate. And mistake number 5. The wrong pool tile. Bright blue glass mosaic tile in a kidney pool. You've seen it. It looks mid-century at first glance. But it's not. Authentic MCM pools used simple plaster finishes, white, off-white, or a soft aqua. The water itself provided the color. The tile, if used at all, was small, matte, and understated. Save the bold blue glass for a different project. How to build MCM backyard any budget. So now you know what it is, where it came from, and what ruins it. Let's talk about how to actually build it, or more realistically for most people, how to transform what you already have. Because here's the good news. You don't need to gut your entire backyard to get this right. You need to make the right moves, in the right order, at the right budget level. Let's talk tiers. If you have a full renovation budget, we're talking new pool, new hardscape, full landscaping, then you have the freedom to do this properly from the ground up. Choose your pool shape and commit. Use exposed aggregate or large format flagstone for the patio surface. Install warm-toned coping in travertine or brushed concrete. Plant architecturally. Build a breeze block privacy wall on at least one boundary. And hire a lighting designer. Seriously, the lighting alone will make or break the entire project. If you have a mid-range budget, enough for some hardscape changes, new furniture, and landscaping, focus on 3 areas. Resurface the pool in a soft white or pale aqua plaster finish. Replace your patio furniture entirely with MCM-appropriate pieces. And invest in 3 to 5 statement plants, a bird of paradise, an agave, an olive tree. Those 3 changes alone will shift the entire feeling of the space. And if your budget is limited, if you're working with what you have, then focus on the 3 highest return on investment moves. Number 1. Lighting. Swap every bright white outdoor bulb for warm amber equivalents. Add 2 or 3 uplights aimed at your best plants or your fence line. The cost is minimal. The transformation is immediate and dramatic. Number 2. Furniture. Even one or two authentic or vintage-inspired MCM pieces, a pair of slim aluminum loungers, a classic tulip side table, anchors the whole aesthetic instantly. Number 3. One statement plant. A large, architectural bird of paradise in the right corner of the yard does more visual work than a dozen ordinary plants scattered everywhere. On sourcing, for authentic vintage pieces, check estate sales, mid-century furniture dealers, and online marketplaces. Genuine vintage aluminum patio furniture from the 1950s and 60s is still findable and often surprisingly affordable. For new pieces built in that spirit, look for brands that specialize in MCM reproduction outdoor furniture rather than big box retailers. MCM Pool Backyard Inspiration Gallery. Alright, let's look at some real spaces, and I'm going to walk you through exactly what each one gets right and why it works. Example 1. A rectangular pool in a Palm Springs courtyard. White stucco walls on 3 sides. A single row of Italian cypress trees along the back boundary. Tall, vertical, dark green against the white. 2 aluminum lounges. Nothing else. What makes it work? The emptiness. Half this patio is just warm concrete with nothing on it. That negative space makes the pool feel like a reflecting pool, almost meditative. The restraint is the whole point. Example 2. A kidney pool in a Los Angeles hillside home. Exposed aggregate patio. A covered pergola on one side with thin steel posts and a flat wooden slat roof casting striped shadows across the ground. Low drought-tolerant planting along the pool edge, agave, ornamental grass, a single sprawling bougainvillea on the back wall. What makes it work? The shadow play. That pergola turns every afternoon into a light installation. The stripes of shadow move across the patio as the sun shifts. It costs nothing once built. MCM Design Philosophy Conclusion. Mid-century modern backyards with pools are not popular right now because they're trendy. They're not having a moment because some influencer decided they were cool again. They endure because they were built on a philosophy, a genuinely radical idea about how human beings should relate to the spaces around them. The idea that outside is not separate from inside. That a yard is not a leftover space behind your house, it's a room. That beauty doesn't come from adding more things, it comes from choosing the right things and giving them room to breathe. That restraint is not the same as emptiness. That simplicity is not the same as boring. That a single bird of paradise, one still pool, and the right light at the right hour can stop time completely. These backyards were designed by people who believed that ordinary homeowners deserved extraordinary spaces. Not palaces. Not theme parks. Just good design. Honest materials. Warm light. Clean lines. A place to sit at the end of the day and feel like everything is exactly as it should be. That feeling is still available to you. It doesn't require a Palm Springs address or a celebrity budget. It requires intention. It requires editing. It requires the willingness to say, less, but better. So, what does your backyard look like right now? Drop it in the comments. Tell me what era, what vibe, what chaos you're working with. I read every single one. If this video gave you something useful, subscribe, because we're just getting started. I'll see you in the next one.